Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with Jay Dash and Big Easy. Gonna keep talking Bucko baseball. Dash, what do we got? The Pirates rotation?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Pirates rotation.
You think Tony Soprano put some cement boots on these guys and dropped them in the Mon River? What's going on?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is you lost your ace in Cole, and
can't make injuries. That's not an excuse.
Well, okay, but your second pitcher is pitching like your number 5 right now, and not even like a number 5 really, like a guy that shouldn't be in the rotation. But right now, the rotation, the last 5 pitchers they pitched in this rotation were Tyone, Chad Cole, Francisco Liriano, John Neese, and Jeff Locke. Now, Tyone, you want to stick with him. This is a young guy. He looked pretty good so far. Had a couple rough outings or whatever. Nothing too terrible, but he looks really good so far. Chad Cole just had his first start yesterday going up against Clayton Kershaw. Got the W. Kershaw got the loss.
He was so embarrassed. Now he's saying he's hurt. He's like, I lost to the Pirates. It's because I'm hurt.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Kershaw, yeah. It's I don't know.
Did he seriously say that?
Huh? Well, I mean, that's not why he's hurt, but yeah, he's hurt.
Well, screw him. Look, Chad Cole, this isn't a bigger guy or anything, and he wasn't really talked about for his power arm, but he was hitting 97 mile per hour on the gun yesterday, so I was pretty impressed with that. But all in all, Chad Cole, he was a good pitcher in the minor leagues. He was having a great season in AAA so far this year. They called him up. I mean, he cooled off a little bit in AAA before they called him up, but his first start here, I mean, it was nothing fantastic. But for a debut, it's definitely something that is acceptable, and I really like the looks of him moving forward. Hopefully, they keep him in the rotation moving forward. I mean, they could take him out and put Cole in the rotation because you still got Liriano and Neese, and Locke has been one of your better pitchers so far. I know
he gets no respect.
I know he gets lit up when he has a bad game. But, I mean, he's been dominating in his other outings this season, so it's hard to just say, hey, remove Locke from the rotation when Cole returns. So it could be Cole, although I do like Cole, and I think he is a long-term number 4, number 5 on this team. So I'd like to see somehow them keep Chad Cole in this rotation. And the reason he's in it is because they removed Juan Nicasio and put him in the bullpen. And this is really why they signed Nicasio at the beginning of the season. They told him, we'll give you a shot to earn a rotation spot. And that's exactly what he did in the spring. I mean, he completely dominated. He went into the season, he had his great outings, and he had some bad outings as well, and it was really inconsistency with him. There wasn't enough good outings. His pitch count got way too high at times. There was inconsistency between games, between innings, and it just became too much. But I really believe he can be a good addition to the bullpen, and I could actually see him as their 4th best reliever when he gets some time in the bullpen. And we've seen over the past 2 days, he pitched 1-2-3 inning yesterday in the game that they beat the Dodgers when Kershaw pitched. And then today, I think he pitched 3 shutout innings as well. So I like him in the bullpen. But if you look in the rotation, there was actually, until his last start, he never let up more than 4 earned runs in any start. The problem was, some of those came in 3 innings when he had 98 pitches. That's the big problem. He just wasn't going deep enough in the games. And the way the Pirates bullpen looked this season, you got to get at least 5 innings out of your starters or you're in big trouble.
Do you think they should make the Pirates bullpen sit down and watch Discovery Channel all week since it's Shark Week? Will that help them get back to being the Shark Tank?
Who knows, man? I think there's more problems than watching some television show, I'll tell you that.
It's on the Discovery Channel. It's not just some television show. People around the world love Shark Week.
Believe it.
Oh, Shark Week was canceled 2 weeks ago on the ice.
Well, look, Cole. Let's say when Cole returns from the DL, that's definitely an improvement in this rotation, no doubt. But what do? Do you remove Locke? Do you remove Liriano? Obviously, I don't think that's the answer. Or it's Chad Cole. I mean, there is really no other answer here. You're not going to remove Neese. This guy's getting paid over $10 million. And he's had a pretty long stretch where he pitched very well. Now, I know he had a couple down outings recently, but I expect him to get back on track, and he will. But he hasn't been bad enough where you got to move him out of the rotation for sure. And like I said, Locke, he's had those dominant outings along with those bad ones, so it's hard to say remove him as well.
Social media was saying that Chad Cole was better than Jeff Locke before Cole even threw a pitch. Poor Locke gets no respect. None.
Well, I'll say he has more upside. There's no doubt about it.
People were just straight up saying he's better and they should just cut Locke or demote him or
if they move
DFA him or whatever.
Whoever, when Cole returns, whoever he takes the spot of, if it's Cole, if it's Locke, one of these guys got to go to the bullpen, and that's definitely going to be an upgrade in the bullpen as well. And no matter what they do in this rotation, each guy they add in this rotation, it's going to make that bullpen better. And I really believe this bullpen can get better just by upgrading the rotation as well. And then you got Glass now. Let's say you bring Cole up and take Locke out of the rotation. Okay, when Glass now comes up, then what? Is it Liriano? Is it Cole? Is it Nice? Like, what do? Do you put Liriano in the bullpen, Nice in the bullpen? Then you got Melanson $10 million, Liriano $13 million, Nice $10 million. You'll have the most expensive bullpen in baseball if you do that. It'd be ridiculous.
I could see him maybe moving Melanson, even if they're contending, if everybody starts coming back healthy. Just because, like you said, it'll booster the bullpen by, some of those guys from the rotation now moving in there. And then what Melanson's done after this year as far as contract with the Buccos anyway. So you're going to try to get something out of them. And the Pirates believe closers, I don't want to say are a dime a dozen, but they believe that you can find a closer,
Yeah,
anywhere,
I'm surprised they even have Melanson right now.
Yeah, $13 million for a guy who...
I think it's 10, but yes.
And they're even having a hard time getting to him right now because they're having a hard time holding leads into the ninth inning. So, I mean, you're paying him all this money and not even getting to utilize him the right way. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets moved either way. And that's not a knock on him. It's just a business decision.
And we're going to talk about some trade possibilities here in another segment. Check that out. And we're going to talk about the bullpen in another segment. So go check that out as well. So there's a lot of options here in the rotation. And let's not forget, Wilfredo Boscan. He pitched well out of the bullpen. They gave him a shot to make his starting debut, and he got lit up. And, there's a lot of guys that in their minor leagues, along with Tyon and Cole here, who we've seen in the bigs, that have more upside than Boscan. So I kind of want to see them just put him in the bullpen, give up on him as a starter. I mean, this guy is a little bit older of a prospect. He's been with several teams. He really didn't get too good until he went to the Pirates last season. Had a good season last year, pitched well this season. I still think guys like Kingham, Stephen Brault are better pitchers than him. They got a guy named Tarpley, I think, is a better pitcher. Chad Cole's better. Tyon's better. Glasnow's better. So just move Boscan to the bullpen. That can improve your bullpen as well. And like I said, that you still got Stephen Brault and Nick Kingham in the minor leagues as well. So they still have several options for this rotation. The biggest thing to me is Liriano. He has to improve. I mean, there's no doubt about it that until Liriano improves, that the rotation's not going to be good. I mean, it's just hard. Because, you can't expect Chad Cole to just step into the second best pitcher or even Tyon at this point. He's made, 4 or 5 starts? You need to see 15, 20 starts out of a guy before you really start to trust him. So, Liriano has to improve. And one other thing, Cervelli is a big reason why this rotation has taken a small step back during this losing streak as well. Because Cervelli, he's one of the best pitch framers in the game. He also handles the pitching staff very well as well. So getting Cervelli back will help every single person in this rotation as well.
Let me ask both of you this. Ray Searage is a guy who gets all the credit every time we take crap flinging at the wall and it sticks. Why is he getting none of the blame? And I know there's injuries, so I'm not saying there isn't other factors towards the struggle of the pitching right now. But Nicasio struggles as a starter. Liriano struggled as a starter. You have Hughes and Caminero struggling in the bullpen. When does Searage start to get some of the blame?
If Tyon and Cole and them dudes fall apart, like the young dudes,
it's hard to blame him right now. You could look and say, hey, maybe they should have kept Jim Benedict. Maybe he had a little bit more to do with why they were pitching well. But Nicasio, he does have some upside, but he never really showed it in several years with Colorado. I thought maybe going from Colorado to Pittsburgh, the best hitters park to one of the best pitchers parks would help him, but it really hasn't. So I don't know if you can. I mean, they never hit on every single one, too. And a guy like
Right.
Neese they brought in, he wasn't a guy that you thought could turn into that guy, 2 ERA type guy. I mean, this was a guy that you knew would be a number 3 or number 4 pitcher. So you can't really say anything about Searidge not turning Neese into a beast either. I mean, this is just, it wasn't that type of guy like a Liriano. Now, as for Liriano, I don't know. I think he's old enough at this point to just put the blame straight on him. I don't think you want to take a look at Searidge when looking at Liriano's struggles. I think Searidge could come in and say, hey, you might be doing this wrong or something, but you got to put the blame straight on Liriano for that. But that's pretty much it, man. I mean, they have a lot of options. It's just up to Liriano to get better. Cole needs to return, and then we'll start to see this pitching staff get better.
When you go from a top 5 pitching staff to a bottom 10 pitching staff in the league, you're going to struggle, and those 98 wins just aren't going to come. Can they keep their head above water till it gets turned around?
Oh, that's a big question. I think it has more to do with some of the injuries than it has to do with just this pitching staff or whatever. Cole, Cervelli, Marte, Polanco's not healthy right now. We seen Mercer get taken out of the game yesterday, although he played today. Stewart's been out for a little while. So, I mean, I think they just got to get healthy first of all. That's the most important thing. And then we'll see after that.
They're like pitching to a dude they've never even seen before.
Yeah, with Eric Kratz behind the plate and Jacob Stallings, it's tough. And you can even see when Stewart plays, man, the pitchers look a little bit better than when Kratz and Jacob Stallings were in.
Dudes are garbage. That's it, fans. Questions, comments. You want to hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Keep going to our Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Come back to YouTube. Click subscribe. Click thumbs up. Throw us a comment. Whatever you want to do.